Well, I will say that the last 2 years has been a kind of a massive change which has happened in terms of the CIO role. So many of the industries, CIO's role was already the kind of strategic role in terms of not only the enablement but also taking the business to the next level. But conventional industries which were where CIOs were more kind of enabler role, they have become the strategic partner, and in fact it is going beyond that. They are the growth partner for the organization. So the last 2 years has been the pandemic where the CIO role become very critical, not only to running to the business, also to making it sustainable and secured, because we all got exposed for the ransomware attacks and all. So that has given lot more thought process also that how we can make our entire system more resilient, enabling our workforces work from anywhere, any place, and still making the thing secure. So there have been changes in terms of CIO role in doing the introspection, that they are not no more concentrated in technology. It is not only making the things running on and the lights, green lights on, but also making things that how it can be taken to the next level, how at the demand it can be expanded, how we can make this whole investment more optimized, and most important, how we can still retain the skilled resources and keep on enhancing their skill set. All these things has become very challenging, but that is what the CIOs has perceived, and that is what we have to face and move forward. Well, it's not only in case of digital transformations are failing. If you go back 30 years back when the ERP started, whenever you bring a change, it's a full change management, and change management is not that simple. Most of the time this technology changes either happens because you are forced from your peers, market competition, market dynamics, or you need to gear up to meet the customer, or there is a directive from the board or the top people think that okay, we have to do this because they have a greater vision. What was happening in the last 30 years that your EDP becoming ISD, IT, and then coming as Chief Information Officer, from just making the things to run, then enabler, then strategic partner, and then growth partner. In this journey, what has happened is that the pace of change and the acceleration of the changes you have to carry out at a very, very fast pace. Not only implement this, but multiple technologies and integrate them. Otherwise, you cannot sustain the business. What is very relevant in the current business dynamics is that it's no more size, it's the speed. And along with the speed comes the accuracy. So when we do the things with a lot of speed and complexity, there are chances of failure. But most underlying thing is that we will have great technology, but to make this successful is the people. And for the people, it is the change management. And what happens is that when this change is not fully driven down to the last operator and executor level, the chances of failure will be always there. Many of the times what happens is that probably the planning has not been done in the right way. So we need to focus on the planning, convey to that what we are going to achieve, and constantly a CIO is the change agent within the organizations. He has to keep on educating right from the top people and to the execution level, giving the message that how this change is going to bring and what are the things they're expecting from him. Probably that is needed far more in order to make this more successful. If you talk about 25 years back, even the ERP is being implemented, hardly 20% was successful. Digital transformation is in the same way. We start doing POC, we showcase something, but we forget the underlying thing, that what is the infrastructure lying, what is the current process lying. Digital transformation is more on the cultural orientation rather than only technology. On that, I will take in the way that what is probably relevant to my sector, because different industry verticals are at a different level in terms of technology adoptions and the digital transformation journey. Conventional manufacturing sector, if you take, probably automobile industry is going with a lot of changes, but on the consumer durable side, this journey had just started or sparked off. There has been bits and pieces where you will see that okay, the adoption is little more, which is a more customer facing because it's a B2C industry. But on the back end or on the operations side, still there are a lot of traditional things. Prior to this, I was also in the pharmaceutical industry, which is going with a kind of a massive change in terms not only for their conventional thing, but also on the regulatory and operational things. Case in the consumer durable is also the same because the market is too competitive. You need to come out with the digital products with features, connected product, and things are now driven more by the data. Everything what you do will be connected to the data, and the data over a period will bring you a lot of insight analytics, which will help the featured product, which will help the people how they can make those products more economical, efficient, and probably driven by their tastes and preferences and behaviors. So to make that, it needs a lot of technological changes also. The way your R&D being done, the way your manufacturing being done, and the way you are going to embrace these new technologies in your product. And that brings the priorities to be set. So basically, your core systems, which are more transactional in nature, that still has to run, but that has to be continuously basically upgraded and integrated with all the other digital pieces which you are bringing in, whether it is on the customer side, CRM side, service side, operation side, logistics side, or maybe on the social media feed and all. And that continuously has to be integrated. And if I just to cut short and summarize it, that what will be my priorities: modernizing the IT infrastructure, and second is that identifying where could be the maximum benefit could be brought in, adopting those digital technologies, integrating and stitching this story together, and of course everything generates data. So in the data lake journey is very important, where we can bring a lot more insights in terms of customers 360-degree view, in terms of the product performance, in terms of the services, in terms of manufacturing cost, in terms of the quality, which will again give a feedback that how we can reinvent our products. Maybe it can give us also some ideas that how we can introduce some new products in the market. So one thing I will say very clearly, that cloud is no more an option, it's a necessity. And this journey has been going on from the last 10 years. It got momentum in the last 5 years, and with the COVID it is going at a very rapid speed, maybe on the top gear. So this adoption will go more and more because it gives you a lot of agility, flexibility, scalability. At the same time, it also gives you the platform where you can build your new solutions pretty fast. There are underlying challenges, but those challenges also on the on-premise. And in the initial days, cloud was more perceived that it saves the cost, but that's a wrong notion. Cloud brings a lot more the speed what you are looking for. It also brings you that, okay, you can ramp up or you can compress it as and when needed. I still feel that 100% cloud may not be the true reality even going forward also. It will be always a hybrid, and you still have some of the core are very critical, or maybe the applications or the softwares which are more related to your IP that will still be on the on-premise or the private cloud. But rest other things are bound to move to the public cloud, because that is where the OEMs, the software companies are also moving on. In an indirect way, they are also encouraging or rather putting pressure on you to come to their clouds, because new enhancement, new features will come there. So when you are going for the upgrade, you have better choice to go there. So that is how things will be going. But at the same time, one of the bigger, I think, responsibility comes along with this journey is that to bringing the cyber security piece all along the entire journey, making the people aware of that, and continuously working on that, because it's a goalpost which will keep on changing on the infra side, on your application side, database side, user behavior side. And though we have so many solutions, whether it is zero-day security, whether it is on the cloud, there are so many components, on the on-premise there are components, end devices components, but all together also you are not sure of the 100% security. So you need to take a kind of a very defined risk estimation and acceptance, so as you can strike a balance between investment and the risk appetite what you are taking, and making your platforms and the users to work on a secured platforms.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.